Have you ever lost something that just was devastating to you, but turned out to be that transformational moment that actually was a blessing in disguise? Well, today I'm going to tell you a story of mine where I lost everything. Let me take you back to the year 2001. I had just finished my degree in computer science and got a job, and it was really a good job. I went from having nothing to having like a good lifestyle, and was able to buy a house. And I had recently gotten married, so I lived with my husband out in the country, and we were setting everything up and getting ready to live our life there. And were invited we were invited to a birthday party in the family. So I didn't have a driver's license at that time, so we drove with my mother and her boyfriend. And on the freeway there, we got into a car accident. So I was sitting in the back seat. I did not have my seatbelt on, and we were sitting three adults in the back seat. So when we had that car crash, my body turned with my hips locked in the seat, and my upper body just turned like a twist and down in the bottom of the car. So I had like a twist in the spine, and it didn't seem like anything happened at the time, but I was shaken up, and I was like in shock. My body was in kind of a shock state, but they couldn't see anything on the X-ray. So I got home, and about a week later, I accidentally fell down some stairs, and I hurt my hips. Like I had a bruise like this big on my thigh. So I had these two accidents all at once. And then about a month went by, and suddenly I was sitting at work, and something just, I didn't know how to do anything. I was about to call somebody I can't even remember what it was. I was about to make a call, I remember, and I was just sitting staring at the phone, and I couldn't do it. I could not pick up the phone. So I went out to some of the other people in the office and said, I have to go home. And I never came back because I couldn't. After that, it was so overwhelming. I lost my ability to read for more than 10 minutes at a time. I was sleeping like 14, 16 hours a day, and my mood was just really up and down. And actually, I lost my job. And shortly after that, I lost my husband because I didn't know what was happening, and my mood swings. I thought he was a jerk, and he thought I was a jerk. We didn't know what was happening, and I had so much pain. I started getting headaches and back issues, and I was getting treated for that. And then I had to sell the house, so I lost everything in about 6 months. Then I was just like, oh my God, why am I even here, right? I was just sleeping all the time, couldn't do anything, couldn't concentrate. So why am I even here? And I was at that point where I just wished somebody would just come take me away from here. I didn't want to be alive anymore. But then I decided that maybe there's something called karma. Maybe if I just give up now, that I would just have to be reborn and do everything once again in some other form. So I decided I wanted to figure this out. I wanted to get better. I was at a point where I was in a program to test how much I could do, and the verdict at this point was I could maybe work 10 hours a week, but having breaks in that time also, so maybe 5 hours work, 1 hour a day, right? So I was in a really bad state. So what I did was I turned to the library, and started to work on my reading. So I got up to a point where I could read for longer periods of time, and I read everything there was about psychology, spirituality, personal development. For years I just studied that, and I got into a healer education. I got a certification as a healer, and I worked on myself, healing myself. And slowly I got back into life. I got back with my husband actually, and we got I got pregnant, so I got 2 kids. But I still wasn't at that point where I could just go back to work. And then I found out that I actually, besides the whiplash kind of effect in my spine, I also had a post-traumatic stress disorder from that accident. So then I found a certified PTSD, not healer, but certified in working with war victims and stuff like that. And she gave me a couple of treatments where I visualized the accident and changed how my brain perceived it. And suddenly my brain could relax and let go of the experience. And then I could feel a physical movement of energy in my body, and then I started to really heal. But this has taken like 8 years. That process took 8 years, but it got me to a point where I knew myself better than ever before. I was certified healer, certified coach. I had every tool to decide I wanted to live and what to do with my life. And that's when I decided I wanted to go into make my own business. I wanted to be a healer and a coach. And that led me to the path of online marketing, and had me start my first company as a healer and as a coach. That developed into doing what I love. I came from an IT background, so I started doing websites instead. I felt comfortable doing all the technical stuff, but I also wanted to coach people. So now I'm at a point where I do both coaching, healing, and help people with tech stuff as a coach and a healer, and doing the online marketing, helping people setting up sales funnels and stuff like that, branding themselves online. I mean, my big passion now is personal branding online, because from there you can really sell anything you want with your personal brand. So the blessing in disguise from this story is it seemed like I had nothing to live for after that accident. But now I see that every door is opening, and I can just turn my attention to something, and magic happens actually. So even if you are in a really dark place right now, you never know what doors will actually open for you on the other side. You just have to look for them, and you will get there. Maybe you need some help. I needed a lot of help on the way, but then you just have to reach out for that help and get it, because you will actually get there. So I hope you're inspired by my story. Even if you're in a dark place or know somebody who is, just tell them there is a way. Tell yourself there's a way. Reach out for help, and you will turn that into a blessing in disguise, I'm sure. I hope you enjoyed the story, and I'll talk to you soon in another video. Bye for now.